Good morning, everyone. So today we are going to go back to using the bean pot. I am going to make some Boston baked beans, and it's one of those things. I've already soaked my beans overnight. So it was 1 pound of navy beans that I did soak and I did drain. I actually did record this already, but forgot to turn on my mics. So here I am recording it again while my beans are in there draining. But we're going to make Boston baked beans. And Boston does take their beans very seriously. So we are not going to venture away from what the real recipe is. There can always be a little bit of variations from how much molasses to what type of sugar or things like that. Definitely no tomato products are in Boston baked beans, but we will get to that. So I hope you enjoy. And hi, I'm Karen, and this is Grandma's New England Kitchen. I've been prepping everything, but I did want to talk about salt pork. Salt pork usually is found where your meats, your fresh meats, packaged meats are found, usually on a top shelf. It only comes in 12 ounces. You only need a third of this. So it is a very fatty product. It's like pork belly, but it's salted. So that is a must. So it's 1/3 of it. And out of that 1/3, you're going to take most of that and chop it up into little pieces, and then leave a larger piece that you'll end up putting on the top. So let's go ahead and get this part done. So I'm going to go to that 1/3 mark, and I will get that packaged up here in a little bit. So I'm not real thrilled, but this is mainly your fat part that's going to go into your beans. So this part you want to chop into small little pieces. If you have a way of mincing it really tiny. Sometimes if you freeze things partially, not all the way, just partially, you can chop them even smaller. I don't think I'm going to be able to. Maybe not. Okay. We'll let it be there. I have a little container to put that in. And then with this piece, this knife does not want to go through that. The skin is very hard. I want to score it. Okay, that's good enough. Okay, now to make the sauce. I have about 1.5 cups of water in here. This is a 1/2 cup of brown sugar. This is 2/3 of a cup of molasses. Very sticky stuff. Try to get as much of it in as you can. Okay. Then we have 1 teaspoon of dry mustard, not the yellow squirty stuff, and 1 teaspoon of salt. Now, when it comes to putting this together, let's bring the bean pot over. Excuse me. I'm going to spray the inside of my pot. You're going to start layering everything. So let's put a cup of beans. This is 1 Vidalia onion that I've chopped up. So sprinkle some of the onion down on there. A little bit of the chopped up salt pork. And then again, 1 cup of beans. Some onion. And some salt pork. More beans. Here's where, when you start getting to the wider part and up to the top, we're probably going to go to about 1.5 cups of beans. Onion. And some salt pork. And actually, I'm about to put the last layer of beans on, so any salt pork that's left in there, I'm just going to put in now. Last of the beans. Last of the onion. All this sauce I made is going to go on here. It may not cover the beans. If it doesn't, then I'll just get more water. But and it will need a little bit more water. You're going to cover your beans by about 1 inch. So let me just come over here to my Berkey. And as I'm throwing things on the ground, there we go. So let's see if I can get you in closer to where you can see down into the pot. Hopefully that works. But the beans are pretty much covered, or they are covered. And so then this salt pork that we scored, you're just going to set it right on top. Put the lid on. 300-degree oven for 5 to 7 hours. You do want to keep checking on this. You may have to add some more water to it, stir it up. But for right now, I probably won't touch it for at least the first 2 hours. Then I'll look and see if I need to add anything. And if I do, I'll bring it back to show you what that looks like. So, see you in a bit. We are at the 2-hour mark. And let me take the top off. It is looking great. So what I am going to do, this piece of salt pork at the top, I'm just going to hold on to it. Can, well, it would help. There we go. And let's stir up the beans. I do not need to add any liquid to it right now. I'm going to put that piece of salt pork back on the top. Get these little runaway beans. They smell really good. You can definitely smell the molasses. And this is going to go back into the oven. I'm probably not going to need to look at it for at least another good 2 hours. But so I will see you at the 4-hour mark. Good afternoon, everyone. And here are the beans, all done and ready. And I'm going to make a confession. These have actually been ready for 2 days. They took a long time the night that I was making them, and I was also doing the chicken francese, the chicken with butter lemon sauce. And they took a very long time. So that night when I took them out of the oven, it was really too late to come and do anything. Yesterday, it was a little crazy. We had the snow come in, and it's actually still snowing outside right now. We got 20 inches of snow. But I decided to finish this up, and they went back into the oven to heat up, and they are dark like Boston baked beans should be. And here comes my dog. But these are extremely dark, and this isn't because it's been 2 days, almost 2 days, not quite 2 days yet. There's a lot of molasses and brown sugar in this. It's very hot. But how I'm having it for lunch today is not with Boston brown bread that a lot of people would have, but I'm having them with my homemade cornbread. So this is going to be my lunch day, my butter flying off. So my lunch today is going to be Boston baked beans and cornbread. And I'm not putting this camera up to me. I'm still in my pajamas. And yeah, no, I'm not going there. But they're very good. Very rich from the molasses. Not anything like a southern barbecue bean is going to be. They're two different animals. And this summer when I do cookouts, I'll do my barbecue baked beans that a lot of people like. But I did want to make some traditional Boston baked beans. And maybe one day I'll make Boston brown bread. It's not one of my favorites, but I definitely do the cornbread and having the beans with cornbread. So I hope you give that a try. And that's still very hot. And I will see you in the next video. If you like this, please hit like and subscribe. And I'll see you later. Have a good day.